History is shaped by grand events we all know, wars, revolutions, and discoveries. But what if I told you that some of the most important moments in history have been nearly erased from our collective memory? These forgotten events shaped the world as we know it, yet few people have ever heard of them. From secret wars to lost civilizations, each of these moments played a critical role in shaping our future. One event plunged the world into a year of darkness. Another changed the fate of a kingdom. And one involved mind control experiments that were covered up for decades. Stay with me until the end, because the final event might just change how you see history forever. Like and subscribe for more mind-blowing history.
In 1816, the world was thrown into chaos by a climate disaster like no other. A massive eruption from Mount Tambora in Indonesia blasted so much ash into the sky that it blocked out the sun. Temperatures dropped, crops failed, and millions faced famine. Snow fell in June across Europe and North America. The sky turned dark for months, and global temperatures dropped by several degrees. This eerie atmosphere even inspired Mary Shelley to write Frankenstein, one of the most famous novels in history. This year without a summer changed agriculture, migration, and even literature forever. Could something like this happen again?
One shipwreck changed the course of English history forever. In 1120, the White Ship, carrying the heir to the English throne, William Adelin, set sail across the English Channel. But tragedy struck. The ship hit a hidden rock and sank, killing nearly everyone on board. With no surviving legitimate heirs, England fell into chaos, leading to a brutal civil war known as the Anarchy. If William had survived, England's history, and perhaps even modern governance, could look entirely different today. It sounds like a joke, but it's true. Australia once went to war with emus and lost. In 1932, Australian farmers were struggling. Tens of thousands of emus had invaded farmlands, eating crops and causing massive destruction. Desperate, the government sent armed soldiers with machine guns to fight the emus. But the birds were too fast and too smart. The emus outran bullets, dodged attacks, and even used military-style group tactics to escape. Despite firing thousands of rounds, the humans were forced to retreat. Historians still debate whether this was a military failure or just a bizarre wildlife disaster. Either way, the emus won the war, and the event remains one of the strangest failed military campaigns in history.
In 1518, a mysterious and terrifying event swept through the city of Strasbourg, France. People began dancing uncontrollably for days, and they couldn't stop. It started with one woman, who suddenly began dancing in the streets, seemingly unable to control herself. Within days, hundreds of people joined in, dancing to the point of exhaustion, injury, and even death. Was it a mass hysteria outbreak? Some believe it was a psychological event triggered by extreme stress or fear. Was it caused by a mysterious toxin? Some historians suggest a hallucinogenic fungus may have poisoned food supplies. Or was it something even stranger? Records show similar dancing plagues happened in other parts of Europe. To this day, no one knows for sure what caused this eerie phenomenon, making it one of history's most bizarre medical mysteries.
During the Cold War, the CIA launched one of the most disturbing secret programs in history, MKUltra. Between the 1950s and 1970s, the CIA experimented on human subjects without their consent, using drugs, hypnosis, sensory deprivation, and psychological torture in an attempt to develop mind control techniques. Victims included prisoners, mental patients, and even ordinary civilians, many of whom never knew they were being experimented on. LSD was secretly administered to people in hospitals, universities, and even bars to study its effects on the mind. Declassified documents reveal that the CIA wanted to create brainwashed assassins who could kill without knowing they had been programmed. The truth about MKUltra only came to light in the 1970s, but many documents were destroyed, leaving much of its history buried in secrecy. Did this horrifying program ever really end?
During World War II, the US military deployed one of the most bizarre and secretive units ever created, the Ghost Army. This top-secret group of artists, sound engineers, and actors wasn't meant to fight, but to deceive the enemy using illusions. They used inflatable tanks, fake artillery, and dummy soldiers to make their forces seem larger than they were. They broadcasted fake radio messages to confuse Nazi intelligence. They even played pre-recorded battlefield sounds over loudspeakers, making it seem like entire armies were mobilizing. The Ghost Army's tricks saved thousands of lives, misdirecting enemy forces and helping to secure Allied victories. Yet, for decades, their existence remained classified. Was this the greatest deception in military history?
In 1942, just weeks after the attack on Pearl Harbor, panic swept through Los Angeles when a mysterious object appeared in the night sky. Believing it to be a Japanese air raid, the U.S. military ordered an immediate blackout and launched anti-aircraft fire into the sky. Searchlights scanned the darkness, illuminating something strange hovering above the city. 1,400 rounds of ammunition were fired, but when dawn arrived, there was no wreckage, no aircraft, and no explanation. The government dismissed it as a false alarm, but eyewitnesses reported seeing a massive, unidentified flying object. Was it wartime hysteria, a government cover-up, or something even more mysterious? This bizarre night remains one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries.
History is full of events that shaped our world, yet many have been buried by time. From a year of darkness that changed civilization to a war lost to birds, these forgotten moments prove that history is full of shocking surprises. Which of these events surprised you the most? Have you heard of any before, or did we uncover a new piece of history for you? There are countless more hidden stories waiting to be discovered, and we'll be diving into them soon. If you love learning about the mysteries of the past, stay tuned. There's so much more to uncover.